Hey there, viewers, a Transformers fan or Charlie Young back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Age of the Prime's Flatline. Now, when I first saw the leaked listing for this guy, I had no idea how they were going to do him. But turns out, as many people had predicted, he's a retool of the Armada Red Alert figure. And honestly, this actually suits him. Like, this is his first actual physical toy, but he has appeared in comics before. If I remember correctly, there he was just a virtual retool of Friendly Freddy Trail Cutter. But here, he actually suits the Red Alert mold. So yeah. But anyway, looking at the box. So of course, standard Age of the Prime's packaging. So we've got Flatline here in both modes. Got 16 steps to transform him. Of course, his name, Flatline. Here we just got him, I don't know, angry at something. It's quite a sideways looking face, to be honest. Here we just got some of the primes. Back, got him in both modes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And well, for the figure itself, well, as I said, it's a retool of the Armada Red Alert figure. And I guess this is still an ambulance, but I have never seen a black ambulance in my life, so maybe this could also be a hearse. I don't know. I think that's a funny idea, but I think this is just meant to be an ambulance, just in black, but I don't know. But for the details, well, of course, it's the same shape as the, SUV ambulance that Armada Red Alert transforms into. So, of course, it's still got the same front, where on the original toy for Red Alert, it's like a disc would fly out, but here it's not the case. Got a Decepticon symbol right here. I really like the headlights, just done up in this nice black. Well, like the headlights are done up in this nice, black and translucent red. Got some red paint here for this bit right here. Got some silver paint right here. Got some translucent red here for this bit, I guess. And of course, the siren. Still got a Minicom port if you have long arm, I guess. Doesn't make sounds though. Got these little bits, which we'll see what that's for later. Got a bit there to plug in weapons if you really want to. Got some ports right here. Got here, which is actually this is meant to be a heart monitor thing. And I guess here this is like a little beep, but if we turn it here, now it's flatlining, so he's living up to his name. The back, we've got some nice paint right here on this back window. And I'm pretty sure Red Alert didn't have that. No, it was just unpainted, so they actually painted this bit in. Underneath, got some nice silver paint here as well. So yeah, this looks really nice. And of course, this being the Red Alert mold, we do have some gimmicks, so we can flip this out. So we've got this cannon. And of course, we can plug in the blast effect. There we go. And I guess we should talk about the accessories, because, of course, this does count as one, because it can come off. But for other accessories, got these two little bits right here, which can store in his legs in robot mode, but for this version, for Flatline, you're actually supposed to plug these here, right on top. So Here it's a bit trickier because it often triggers this, but just getting these plugged on, there you go. And I think that looks really cool. Like, it looks more intimidating. We also have the little claw for the gun, which also does store right up here, which I'll show later for the transformation. And a new accessory, a fist. You just get a dismembered fist, which at first seems a bit weird, but keep in mind, with Red Alert, he only had one hand. This guy has two hands. It's just one of them you can just take off if you really want to. So I guess you could have someone holding a hand if you really want to. So yeah. But well, that's pretty much it for the vehicle modes. So let's put him next to the Red Alert so we can see all the differences in the color. Well, we can see that the headlights aren't painted, so we can see the translucent red and glory, which is really nice. Like the siren's still red. The wheels are now painted in silver, which is really nice looking. Like, I feel this has that black convoy effect where making a black repaint just makes it look even cooler. So yeah, like I am loving how this figure looks. But what about the robot modes? Well, so the transformation is essentially just like Red Alert's. So if I can just get these off, there we go. So yeah, to get started, we're just going to unclip the back wheels here. And we're just going to move the entire torso down like so. Take the lower legs and flip them down and around like so. And these are just going to clip in. So just flip the legs around. The feet move down. And then we just flip around the heels, which hopefully compared to Alpha Trion is going to be less of a hassle. There we go, just need to get your finger up in the back and just leverage it out. There we go. So that's the legs already done, so we've got a go walk mode. And I might as well demonstrate the weapon storage right here. So you can just store the little silver guns up in there. And for the claw, I'm not sure if you can see it because it's so dark, but what you can do with this, if I don't bloody drop it, that's meant to store right up in there. If you can even, there you go. So that's meant to store in there. But anyway, continuing on, we just fold up this back bit right here. The doors open up. All this moves to the back. Open the bonnet. Get the head out. Fold this little bit in. There we go. And now we just have the arms to do. So move the doors down. Get the forearms straightened out. Might as well take the hand, so plug this in. You don't have to take the hand off, so it's not necessary parts for me. I just did it to show you that the hand can come off. We'll just take this off, unclip the door. There we go. I like to have the doors down, so he's different from Red Alert. Ugh. And here we have Flatline in robot mode. And yeah, that's still a fun transformation. Although, I think it's a bit tighter. I've heard reviewers say that he feels tighter than Red Alert. Like, when you do your articulation, I'll test that myself. But anyway, here he is. And honestly, again, I think he looks amazing. Like, I think it's the black colors. Like, it's kind of giving me Shadow the Hedgehog vibes, to be honest. But anyway. So, of course, it's the same kind of silhouette as Red Alert. It's just, it's now done up in black. He's got a new head sculpt. And looking at the head sculpt, again, that's kind of giving me Soundwave vibes. But I do think that it looks really nice. And plus, I'm not sure if you can see it that well, but he does have light piping. It's something on my thumb. But yeah, he actually does have light piping. Like, you can see right there in the back of his head. There you go, you can sort of see it now. He's got light piping! So that is really cool. And of course, we can still flip out the shoulder cannon. And if you want, you can keep this as a shoulder cannon. But I just prefer to take it off, just like with red. Because then what we can do is we can plug in the accessories. So we can plug these onto these little notches here. Which, looking back at red, he actually does have those. So a bit of foreshadowing there. That I didn't even notice that when I had a Red Alert for the first time. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, we can just plug those in there to the back. We can take the gun, and normally I would plug in the claw right there, just like with just like with Red Alert. But seeing how it's a different character, I'm just gonna plug it here. And in fact, I'm gonna plug it into the left hand because, well, I can do that now. And this, I don't know, have it be a pair of tongs if he's like boiling sausages or something. I don't know. And there we go. So here we have him all armed up. And yeah, he looks really cool. I especially like the addition of the two little things on his back, because I think he does have those in like IDW. So yeah. And of course, this does still take blast effects. Oh, crap. What the hell is this thing on my table? Anyway, yeah, this does take blast effects. Or you can plug some onto the ports or into this little silver one right here. Or hell, probably plug one into this little bit there. Or if you really want to, you can rip his hand off. So it's like, he's more like Red Alert, so you can plug a gun into here. So there you go. It's up to you. But I'm going to give him two hands. So yeah, that looks really good. Now, putting him with Red Alert, we can see the differences. Like, of course, I have the doors down, so he's a bit different. The addition of the new hand, but we can also see the differences in the color. Like, a lot of things that were unpainted on Red Alert have never been painted, such as the little belly button thing right there, these shin bits, these little bits on the forearm. So yeah, these guys do look like different characters despite being the same mold. And honestly, I think that this mold works for Flatline. And I do hope that they use this mold again. Maybe as like Powerlink's colors. I think that's the listing right now. I might be misremembering. I hope so, because I do have the Powerlink's colors of the original toy. But Maybe also movie Inferno. I don't see that happening, but maybe. I don't know. But yeah, this mold definitely works as Flatline. So, yeah. Now, for the articulation, the head can move, although, yeah, that is definitely tight. And comparing that to Red Alert's head, which, just moving that off camera, yeah, that's not as tight. So, anyway, of course, he can T-pose pretty easily. These do move to accommodate for that. This doesn't seem to stay in that well, unfortunately, on this hand. But we do have a bicep rotation. Elbows, on my Red Alert, they were quite tight. So what about here? Because, of course, double jointed elbow, they seem to, like, boom into place compared to my Red Alert, where, yeah, that's the same thing. So not really anything's changed there. Waist, well, I guess I should mention the wrist can swivel, but waist can rotate. You have to move this out the way so it can move a bit more. You can kick forward, back. You have to move this out the way so he can kick back a bit more. Knees, that can move. You can also engage this if you want to move that, but that's more for the transformation. But knees can move. Can't do the splits. Good ankle pivot. Feet can move and the heels can move. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. And honestly, I really like this figure. Oh yeah, these can also swivel if you want. But yeah, I really like this figure. I mean, I already liked Red Alert, but honestly, I think that this mold really works. Like, for Flatline. Probably even more so than Red Alert, to be honest. I don't know. I think it's that black repaint effect. But like, the head looks really cool. I just love the placement of these. Like, honestly, I think this works. So yeah. But for complaints, well, it is tight in some places, but my Red Alert is also tight in those places, like the arms, for example. Like, I have heard people say that this guy is tighter than Red Alert, but I'm not noticing it. Maybe it's just my copy, I don't know. But anyway, for other complaints, the gun's a bit loose in the hand unless, like, you really squeeze it in there, but again, probably just my copy. And again, maybe this should have been remolded so it's actually in the hand. Like, this should have been remolded so the hand's just not a full accessory, but that's just me. But the rest of the complaints are the same as Red Alerts. So there's that. But yeah, do I recommend this guy? Absolutely. I freaking love this figure. He looks cool in both modes. He looks intimidating. And I'm sure I can get this guy into some really fun poses. So, yeah. Now, do I recommend him over Red Alert? Well, I mean, of course, if you're a fan of Armada, then you'll definitely want Red Alert. But as a casual fan, I think I do kind of recommend him over Flatline because my brain's getting mixed up. As a casual fan, I think I do recommend Flatline over Red Alert because he just looks cooler. So, yeah. But anyway, this has been my review on Age of the Prime's Flatline. And this is a Transformers fan signing off.